What's happening, guys? Bharat Nagpal Frag Android in, and today we're going to be checking out the new Samsung Galaxy Grand Quattro. Now, the Samsung Galaxy Grand was a highly successful device for Samsung, and the Quattro comes in just after that. Why it's called Quattro is because now the Samsung Galaxy Grand comes with a quad-core processor. Now we have a quad-core 1.2 GHz processor. A couple of things have been removed. As a couple of things have been added. So instead of a 8 megapixel camera, you have a 5 megapixel main camera, and instead of a 2 megapixel front camera, you have a VGA front camera. So I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm just going to cut through the box. So there's the Samsung Galaxy Grand Quattro Duos. I'm going to put that aside for the time being. I'm going to take a look at what else is inside the box. We have a quick start guide. We do have a bunch of earpiece tops for the headphones or the earphones. They are in-ear style. They're the standard Samsung style. You also have an inline microphone and volume control. The standard USB to micro USB charging, data syncing cable. The standard USB wall charger. You also have a 2000 mAh battery, which is or should be capable of handling the Grand Duos Quattro, but we will tell you that once we get on with our full review. So over in the front over here you have the front facing VGA camera. You have a bunch of sensors, the Samsung logo and the Duos logo, which is up top over here. You have a 4.7-inch WVGA display, so 480 by 800 pixels. You have the menu button and the back button, along with a hardware home button at the bottom. If you take a look at the right, you have the power lock and unlock button, which is over here. So you can see that we have a 5 megapixel camera at the back, the speakerphone, and the LED light. You have the Samsung logo. If you take a look at the bottom over here, you have the micro USB charging, data syncing port, along with what appears to be the main microphone pinhole over here. Like I said, on the right is the power lock and unlock button. On the left are the volume rockers, and on the top is the 3.5mm headphone jack. So let's remove the back panel. So once we remove the back panel, you can see that the SIM card 1 slot is over here, the SIM card 2 slot is over here, and so the SIM card slot is over here, one SIM card slot is here, one SIM card slot is here, and the micro SD card goes in here. So you slide in the SIM through here, and the micro SD card goes in here. It took me a time to find the micro SD card, but I did find it. 2000 mAh battery, like I said earlier. Let's quickly turn on this device and see what the interface looks like. So you can see we've jumped into the setup screen. I'm just going to quickly cross this and set it up later. I'm aware that there is no SIM card in the device. Let me quickly connect to Wi-Fi. So there you go, guys. The Samsung Galaxy Grand Quattro has finally turned on. If I pull down from the top, you can see the standard Samsung style notification panel. You can adjust your brightness from here as well. You have all these quick launch widgets, or quick launch toggles actually. So you can turn on Wi-Fi, GPS, Bluetooth, mobile data, blocking mode, etc. I can also jump directly into settings, and if I scroll down, I go into about device. You can see it's running Android 4.1.2, which is fairly recent, if not all the way there. I'll jump into motion. You can turn on motion, so you can shake to update, turn over to mute and pause. So some of the smart features, if you hold down the back button, you should get multitasking in this as well. Let me see if we can enable that. It's not showing up as of now, but let me see if we can turn on those settings from here. So you do have lock screen settings for Samsung devices. You can customize lock screen shortcuts, have the information ticker running, dual clock, weather, etc. Show up in the lock screen. So it appears that this device does not have multitasking, so it is missing out on a bunch of things from the original Galaxy Grand, which was designed to be more like the Galaxy Note, but this is essentially a device which is designed more to be like a Samsung device. So you have the phone buttons or the phone dialer over here, standard phone dialer. You can go into your logs, favorites, contacts, etc., groups, and come back out. You can scroll left or right. You have about 7 home screens which you can customize according to your requirements. So you can simply hold your finger on the screen, add a folder. So you can turn on keyboard options as well. So you have continuous input for keyboard. I'm going to go back to my folder options and say test folder, not Teddy folder. Oops. So it creates a folder for me. I can also add apps and widgets. So if I go into widgets, I can drop my digital clock in here. I don't know what happened. Oh, it's bookmarks, not digital clock. This is the digital clock, which probably needs a full new screen. So drop the digital clock in there as well. So that's about a bunch of things you can do. You can also change the wallpaper. So if you want to go and change the home screen wallpaper action, which is probably the same wallpaper I just selected. But anyway, you can do those kind of things which are standard. If you go into the keyboard again, if I show you the keyboard again, you can see that fairly nice to use keyboard. And very responsive device from Samsung as well. There you can see it started receiving email for me, but that's about it. Let's take a look at the stock browser and see if it loads up our website. But I'm going to let it finish up before we can judge the smoothness of it. So it's now done loading. It seems to be fairly smooth. In fact, it's pretty alright. You do see some shuttering in the scrolling motion, but I don't know if it's really that prominent, and I don't know if you guys can notice it, but it's very smooth. Otherwise it's fairly good, and you can pinch to zoom in, pinch to zoom out. That's also really good. You can pinch in, pinch out. That's also great. It works really well. I can convert to landscape, and it just instantly does that. Again, pinching in. There is a slight bit of jitteriness that I feel is showing up on this. Let's try and load up a heavier website and see how that looks on the Grand Quattro. So even here we can notice the same sort of jitteriness, and we are in the mobile site right now. Let me try and go to the full website and see if that continues. So let it load up. Even here we can notice that it is again showing that sort of jitteriness and unresponsiveness. If I convert from portrait into landscape, again it seems that in landscape it's slightly slower. But that's a quick look at the browser for the Galaxy Grand Quattro, guys. The last thing I'm going to do before I conclude this video is try and go into YouTube from a completely different angle. Let me just put it straight so that I can go into YouTube, load up one of our videos. iGAN is right here. So we have the Xperia SP benchmarks that just went up.
Hi guys, this is Abhinav from iGAN.in, and today we're going to be taking a look at the benchmark scores of the Sony Xperia SP. So before beginning our test, let's take a look at the specifications once.
So as you can see, video playback seems good, and I can look at it, and the viewing angles are really great as well. So it doesn't seem like there's any problem with the display whatsoever. The audio is also fairly loud, if not very loud, and overall it seems like a great product from Samsung. What they've actually done is they've reduced the price, they've added 2 cores, they've made it a quad core device, they've reduced the price, they've reduced the camera as well, on both the front and the rear camera, and they've also reduced the screen size a little bit from 5 inch to 4.7 inch. So they've reduced a bunch of things, but it seems like a fairly good device. It's not really thick, it seems to be comfortable to hold, a lot more comfortable than the original Galaxy Grand, which is really wide. And overall it seems like a great product. So if you have any questions or queries, if you want us to do anything in our upcoming videos, leave those questions and comments and feedback in the comment section below. You can catch the full unboxing details of the Galaxy Grand Quattro on iGAN.in. You can also catch us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/iGAN, youtube.com/iGAN TV for iGAN Network. This is Buzz Nagpal. Thank you guys for watching.